Trans mob blasts Nintendo for casting a woman to star in the Legend of Zelda movie. I never played the Zelda franchise, but this came across my feed. I've been wanting to though. I used to remember playing, watching people play it, like my cousins played it, and I love the sound of the music, the soundtrack. Um, but yeah, this came across my feed. I think I saw Asmongold cover this as well, and I was gonna read it. I think even Tyro Magnus did, but this is coming from Brett Bart, where it says the transgender mob pounced on a gaming giant Nintendo for casting a woman instead of a trans actor as the lead in its upcoming film based on its longtime popular game, The Legend of Zelda. Activists and some few fans have long held that the Zelda character of the game is transgender because in one game, Zelda disguised herself as a boy. But Nintendo has always maintained that Zelda is a female character, not trans. But that isn't stopping the haters from targeting Nintendo's transphobia over its movie casting announcement. Along with Sony Pictures, the company announced on Wednesday that it has cast Bo Bragson in the role of Zelda and Benjamin Evan Ainsworth as Link, Deadline reported. This is Miyamoto. I hope I said that right. I am pleased to announce that for the live-action film of The Legend of Zelda, Zelda will be played by Bo Bragson and Link by Benjamin Evan Ainsworth. Nintendo chief Miyamoto wrote on X. I'm very much looking forward to seeing both of them on the big screen. Yeah, and I actually can't wait to see this. I will watch this. I can't wait till they drop a trailer, because I remember this back in the day, because I played PlayStation, but my cousins played Nintendo. I never played this series, though, so I have no knowledge about it. Just like when I was talking about Mortal Kombat, when it came to Mortal Kombat, I never played that series like that. So, like, the movies I haven't even seen, so it'd be a new experience if I watched this, too. So I couldn't even give anybody any knowledge that I have with Zelda. But I think it's wild how they're trying to drag a movie about putting somebody who is in the movie that's actually a woman. You know what I mean? And hopefully Hollywood don't fold and give these people what they want. Like, this ain't your movie, my boy. This ain't your video game. It's not. You can't have what you want. It is what it is. Get over it. That I agree, Dylan. I played before. It's been a while. Yeah, I've never played it. But this was interesting. I wonder if I can watch a video of this. Somebody talking about this. I'm gonna see if Asmongold has yet. Asmongold. No, he has not. Has Tectone. Nope. Zelda actress. Backlash. Yellow Flash 2. Geeks and Gamers. There's a girl that broke it down, it looks like. I've seen her before. Tyra Magnus. D-Day Cobra. And there's certain other channels I'd like to see cover it. But let's see what she's saying.
Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
One more, everybody. I'm so lost.
AI that with Copilot.
Over the
past couple of weeks, we've been talking about a lot of potential problems with the upcoming live action adaptation of The Legend of Zelda. We didn't know what game they were adapting, who would play the lead characters, and if it was going to end up just being celebrity bait. But that is not the case, as Miyamoto has now announced the casting. And while most gamers absolutely love this decision, a lot of gender activists are melting down over it. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content,
Bro, those people are so wild. I heard that the guy that makes One Piece, he gets like death threats and stuff, like over how certain characters should be and things like this and that. Oh my gosh, bro. Like, fandom is nuts when it comes to like gaming or movies or shows. It's crazy over there. Dude, I love Mortal Kombat. LOL. Yeah, I get it. Yo, I played like a PlayStation 5 one like a while back. I played a PlayStation 2 one. I sucked at it. I remember being terrible at it. I just didn't like it for whatever reason. But I liked the PlayStation 5 one, and I played a lot of Tekken. I played Tekken 4 on PlayStation 2, and I think PlayStation 1 I played Tekken 3. Those were my favorites. I love the music soundtrack in Tekken. Like, yo, those were the days. Those were the days.
I create. Check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I, like many other people, think that this casting is absolutely fantastic. I was really worried that it was going to just be celebrity slop and they were just going to cast a bunch of really recognizable actors and then that was going to be very distracting, but that isn't the case. They cast two really fantastic looking actors for the part. So Zelda's actress is going to be played by Bo Bragason, who is 21, and then
I don't think I've ever seen these actors before in movies, but I don't really watch that many in any way. I haven't seen any like movies like that in a while, or shows, because I just feel like there's no shows no more, like no movies, or I'm just not finding the right ones, you know. But yeah.
And Link is going to be played by Benjamin Evan Ainsworth, who is 16, so their ages are really in line. These two initial images that Nintendo is giving look really good. These are not like production images. They haven't even started filming yet, but I'm assuming that these are going to be like screen test images, and I think that they do both look pretty freaking good. But this has upset a lot of individuals on social media who were really interested in the idea of Hunter Schafer being cast as Zelda. Now, that would have been wrong for a slew of reasons. First of all, Zelda, of course, is a woman, and by casting a transgender actor, you are just bringing identity politics into the fold, which, of course, is going to upset a heck of a lot of people, and it would divide these Zelda.
It's actually surprising how the culture has flipped with that. Like, people in a lot of movies now, when it comes to being aware of the politics that are in movies, they're letting their voices be heard when they don't show up to the movies and the box office tanks. Like, you can't just do it like that no more. They still, for whatever reason, keep doing it. I don't know why, but the culture is such a different culture when it comes to movies because of all these type of politics they've done for so long that, like, if you go and try to do that, especially now, you're gonna tank your movies trying to throw that in there.
The fan base. But putting that aside for a minute, Hunter Schafer is going to be like 27 this year, and then you're getting into an actor being far too old for a role. Even putting aside identity politics for a minute, it was never going to work out. It was never going to be a good casting decision, and I had doubted from the beginning that this was the direction Nintendo wanted to go in, and now it seems that it really was just like a big PR stunt done by Hunter Schafer's agents so that people would be talking about this person more, but really that just makes this individual look even worse than they already did in this situation.
It says online discussions have heated up as gender activists express frustration following the casting reveal of Nintendo's live action The Legend of Zelda movie, scheduled for May 7th, 2027, so 2 years away. That means we'll probably get a trailer or a teaser maybe this year, but a real trailer next year. That's interesting. The announcement named Bo Bragason as Princess Zelda and Benjamin Evan as Link, putting an end to persistent rumors that Hunter, a biological male who identifies as female, would play the role. These rumors were started circulating in late May 2025, were later exposed by the Park Place as originated from a PR firm associated with Schaefer, not from official sources at Nintendo. Wow. That is annoying. That is such an annoying thing such an annoying thing to do.
But online discussions have heated up as gender activists express frustration following the casting reveal for Nintendo's live action The Legend of Zelda movie scheduled for May 7th, 2027. Now, listen. I'm not saying that transgender actors have absolutely no place in Hollywood, but they definitely do not have a place in such an iconic role as this, in my opinion. There are people out there who are melting down over this take, even though it's the take that 98% of people have on social media. But of course, the vocal minority right now is freaking out over this. Fans created art and petitions, but reports soon clarified that the hype was manufactured by a PR agency connected to Schaefer aimed at generating buzz. That Park Place detailed this in an article on May 30th, 2025, labeling it as propaganda rather than genuine studio interest. Further updates noted that the casting calls targeted actors aged 16 to 23, excluding the 26-year-old, again, 27 at the end of this year and only a couple of months, so 27 by the time they would be filming, Hunter Schaefer. But gender activists have criticized this choice, arguing it overlooked Schaefer's visual similarity to certain depictions of Zelda, such as in Twilight Princess. Still, no Hunter Schaefer Zelda is unfortunate. Why isn't Hunter Schaefer Zelda? Literally, don't piss me off, Nintendo. Hunter Schaefer Zelda, I will avenge you. These are people who did not actually care about Zelda or respecting this material or even having a faithful adaptation.
A lot of times people just do that to go viral. If you ever have been on Twitter, people will act like they're mad or they're bothered and they're like, oh, why would you do this? Or, oh, this and this. Oh, I'm done with this. I'm not supporting this. We need to do a movement about this, just to get the clout. People will just say stuff to get clout. And in my opinion, I don't care if a person is trans or not. Live your life the way you want.
Being made. They simply cared about, one of their favorite Hollywood actors being in a piece of content, which is absurd. I know Brianna Wu has gotten absolutely raked across the coals for this take. The Legend of Zelda, a universe where Link turns into a wolf, becomes a painting, the moon has a face and it's going to destroy the world, your hat talks and you control armies with bananas, but a trans woman playing Zelda, that's unrealistic. I mean, we're talking about a potential biological male playing a female. And again, Brianna Wu is just one of the many people who wants to see themselves represented in entertainment, which of course I think is absurd. I would never watch a movie or read a book or consume a piece of entertainment because I could see myself in a character based on traits such as gender or sexuality or something like that. I'm watching this entertainment because it looks entertaining. I want to connect with characters based on things like courage and strength and persistence and compassion and kindness. Like, those are the things that we should be connecting with in a character, not what is in their pants. And to sit here and basically
And truth, like a lot of these movies trying to like push things like it's facts, like that's not for me. That's just me. I'm about truth.
throw a fit over the fact that a character as iconic as Zelda is not actually being played by a transgender individual just makes you look really petty, because I would never sit here and ask for, I don't know, a male character to be gender swapped or for a female character to look a different way simply because I look a certain way. I don't know. I just think that that's absurd. And this individual does not scream Zelda to me and many other people. Yes, glad you understand where lines get drawn. Maybe worry about your defamation lawsuit more and less about Zelda. I don't know. Maybe you should worry more about your failed political campaigns. I mean, you are a former candidate for U.S. House in Massachusetts. As somebody from Massachusetts, I'm really freaking glad that that didn't happen. Hey, I don't know if you know, but Zelda's a biological woman just trying to help be well. Yes, that's absolutely right. Thank you for pointing this out. We should leave women playing women to professional women with acting skills. I haven't seen Hunter Schafer in too many things. I guess
Wasn't she in the last Hunger Games or the newest Hunger Games? I think she was, or he was. Uh, yeah. I think me and my brother saw that movie.
they were fine in the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. It's not like their role was even really that like prominent. I mean, Hunter Schafer basically just showed up for 2 or 3 scenes and we're in them for like 2 minutes each, maybe 3 minutes each. I am not somebody who's watched Euphoria, so maybe Hunter Schafer's also done a really good job in that. But at the same time, you're not going to win any people to your side or understand your argument when you're hiding their comments and then freaking out at them in the comment section. Brianna had also said, I'm sorry, this is silly. If anyone was ever born to play Princess Zelda, it is Hunter Schafer. And I'm sure you guys can figure out the joke from there. And, you know, Brianna Wu has had some really bad takes over the years. I mean, Brianna Wu is one of the individuals who was at the center of Gamergate 1, who cried sexism and bigotry within the industry simply because people were criticizing their takes on social media and did not just basically shut up and accept every single thing that they said. And over the years, Brianna Wu is
Yeah, that was what changed the culture, and that's why these movies don't do so well, because it was literally forcing beliefs on other people, and it was not anything but that. And it was so obvious. Every show, every movie, freaking Last of Us season 2, like killed that show. That was crazy. I never even got into Last of Us, but I saw that clip. I was like, what is this? It got ridiculous where it's like, bruh, what are y'all doing?
definitely found themselves in a bit of a pickle, right? Because there are a lot of people who absolutely hate Brianna Wu's takes on Palestine versus Israel. And then Brianna Wu has kind of gone a little bit more center than I'd say radical leftist. And now Brianna Wu is just looking for some kind of crowd to support them. But when you can't even sit here and listen to what gamers have to say about a Zelda movie, and you're attacking them for it, you're not going to win any points with the people you've already pissed off in the past. Again, here's a bunch of comments that are being hidden, and we're not even talking about, you know, absolutely vile, disgusting, repulsive comments here. We're just talking about people saying, like, you, like everyone else, are confusing Zelda with Link. He could play Link. Respectfully, no, use a non-airbrushed photo. This is not Zelda. It's literally just a picture of this person's face. So, yeah, I mean, I would say Brianna Wu's one of the main people melting down right now. You also have posts like this saying dot 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 dot, and then a picture of Hunter Schafer beside Zelda, which the actress that they chose, Bo Bragason, looks significantly better. I think that these two actors look really solid, in my opinion. I think that they both look like they fit the parts. I am really hoping that this movie comes out and is
Let me look back from the comparison. She do look kind of similar though, I will say, with that.
all that, which
Or he. My bad.
the actress that they chose, Bo Bragason, looks significantly better. I think that these two actors look really solid, in my opinion. I think that they both look like they fit the parts. I am really hoping that this movie comes out and is good. Of course, I don't really think that we needed a live action adaptation of Zelda. I get that, like, Nintendo just wants to make as much money as possible, and they know live action adaptations are pretty hot right now. I'm still worried about how this is going to turn out. I hope it's going to be good, because I think what we understand about it so far, what we've seen so far with these first images, does look pretty good. Like, these two actors seem like they are going to fit the part. But of course, even when you have really fantastic casting, somebody is going to freak out over it, and now it's the gender activists. But that's all that
I think in general, I think everybody in general, when it comes to how they want things to be, is gonna have a reaction or whatever. I think with movies, stories, however you're gonna do it, Everybody's going to have ways they want their films to be or what type of movies they'd like to see. I think there's going to be room for all kinds of movies for whatever people want to see. I think when you start involving it in every movie, that's when it becomes a problem, because there's different types of views in the world that people have. And so if they're feeling like, yo, I don't have these types of views, I don't want to see this in my movie, that's where you lose it. And they started to do that with every film, every show. They didn't have it where it was split. It was just putting it in everything. That's what messed up everything. That's what messed up everything. And then having certain categories. What was it? Oh, like when they would have like even like racial politics, like they'd have shows that was like very critical on like white people, or just a bunch of different political pushes on things, to where it was whatever the shift was, whatever the era was. So like if LGBTQ, for example, is on, they had like, I feel like they held 2016 all the way up to like 2024, maybe 2023, with just having that push. But then there was a time where it was like, for example, police brutality, and so they put that all in films talking about, you know, injustice or whatever. These companies, I think they try to go by where the money is, because obviously we live in a capitalist country. And they involve it in everything, instead of finding a way to where if you're a business person and you're going to go by what's the culture, that's where you got to focus. I mean, you don't have to. If you want to make your story how you want to make it, go and do it. But if you're going to look at it also as where the culture is, you got to go look at it from there. But because I was trying to say, like, if there's a variety where you could split each types of views for people that they want to see. But I think in the business world, you want to make the most money, and you want to have as much people watching you as possible. And the only way you can do that is by what the culture wants. And I think the culture wants a variety, it seems, that want a movie that don't have all this extra stuff in it. I really think so. And I think they have to focus on that and start making movies like that, or they're going to keep on running out of money. You're seeing that happen to Disney. You're seeing that happen to Marvel. You're seeing that happen to DC. I don't know if DC ever really had anything thrown in there, but like it may have gotten like a comeback now with Superman, but that even has politics in there. But it seems that James Gunn found a way to make it to where it actually didn't hurt. Like, people still were able to watch it without having really, well, there's been complaints, but it's not been very, you know, badly received. It's made over $200 million so far in America. But yeah, I think if you're a business person, you got to go by what the culture wants. And I think the culture is showing they don't want, you know, all these types of political things in films, from what's been happening to a lot of movies in the industry. Like, box office have been crumbling because the culture has changed. From what I've paid attention to and I see and I'm aware of, you know what I mean? If that makes sense. But yeah, I think I broke that down pretty well. And yo, we got 11 people in here, man. That is freaking fire. That is fire, yo. I appreciate y'all. For real. I had over 18 people or 19 people over yesterday. And I was on here for about, how many hours was on here? 10 hours. I did a 10-hour stream. And I was having over 19 to 18 people on here for almost, yeah, just about like 6 to 7 hours. I thought that was insane. And I don't even know how that's happened. I don't know if that's just because I'm just being so real and I'm being myself and I'm being who I am. And that's what happens. Because I think God wants you to be truthful and be real. And that's when you can have, you know, success start to happen. Be real. Keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm doing now. Because a lot of stuff I'm talking about right now, bro, I probably would have played it so politically correct or not say what I really think. You know what I mean? And live in reality and live in truth. because it's hard to be bold and it's hard to like keep it 1,000 because of how people react or fear of cancel culture or whatever. But you can't. You got to trust God. And ever since I've been keeping it real, I've been noticing my numbers going up. Ever since I've been keeping it 100 and start just talking that real, that truth, bro, people are watching. That is insane to me. That is crazy to me. That's when it started happening. When I started really just to say like what I feel like God is leading me to say, that's when I just started noticing growth. Real talk. Because the reality of it, like a lot of this stuff they push and stuff is just a lie, you know, in movies and films. They tell you all this stuff and then try to brainwash people into thinking this is okay and this, no, it's not. Like they know what sin is. They know how God thinks about this. They're playing with people. It's about repentance, and everybody can be forgiven from all sins and can be transformed, and life can change. I've seen videos where people that were transgender ended up getting saved, changed from being transgender, got married, had a family. So like, it's just that type of real talk should be talked about so people know like, yo, you're being played. The devil a lie. That's facts. People are just not gonna do it though because of the backlash people can get for keeping it 1,000, keeping it real. But I'm gonna keep it real in 2025 because I feel like we getting close to the end times, and people do need to be bold if you're really a Christian, and do need to spread, you know, repentance and pushing the gospel, not forcing nobody, but spreading it, because in the end, you don't want to be too late without knowing God and knowing the truth. And He wants to help and save people and free people. He changed my life, gave me peace, gave me confidence. God's the best, but you got to be real. As a follower of Him, you gotta be able to speak the truth, you know. And that is what I've always wanted to do within, but I was always afraid. But you can't have fear, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it 1,000. People don't have to agree with what I'm saying too, and people don't have to like what I'm saying. But if y'all appreciate me just being a real one instead of a fraud and fake, which everybody has been, you know, a lot of people aren't fully themselves. They're about 80%, but 100%, not everybody's 100%. And I want to be 100% on my streams. I want to be real.